I passed my field sobriety test and I still got arrested. How? Hey everyone, Las Vegas criminal defense attorney Charles Goodwin here to tell you that that can absolutely happen. And that is because a lot of people have a misconception about what the field sobriety test actually is. So I actually had a client who I reviewed the body cam and I looked at everything else, and they did very well on the field sobriety test. They were able to maintain their balance. They were able to balance on one leg. And for the horizontal gaze nystagmus, it's always difficult. That's the one where they put the light in your eyes. It's always difficult for me to tell how they did on that, but it didn't look that bad. You know what did look bad? Sometimes he was staring with glassy eyes and he wasn't paying attention. Instructions had to be repeated to him several times. When he was watching the officers, he would sometimes kind of yawn and doze off a little bit, and he looked fairly intoxicated from that. He also had trouble doing things like grabbing his license and his registration, or answering questions while he was being told to do everything, which is exactly why, in these instances, sometimes the field sobriety tests are not the end all say all. Field sobriety tests are actually what we call divided attention tests. A divided attention test is where they're trying to see if you can do multiple things at once, because that's what driving a car is. Driving a car is watching, it's maneuvering, it's using your signals, it's all of these things all at once and processing a lot of information. So the field sobriety test and everything that officers are doing are judging how well you're able to handle multiple things coming at once. Questions while asking you to do things, or when you're sitting for the directions, they'll have you stand in a specific way and see if you're going to sway or not. They're going to do all sorts of different things to determine if you're intoxicated, and all of those observations are important. So just because you've passed the field sobriety test does not mean that they're not going to find or say that we've got some probable cause for impairment here. That is why, if you remember from my last video, if you're asked, will you come out and do the field sobriety test, you should say no. There is no requirement for you to do the standardized field sobriety test.